In the heart of medieval England, among the quiet fields and villages of Suffolk, a strange story was recorded that still bewilders historians, folklorists, and mystery enthusiasts nearly 900 years later. It is the story of the so-called Green Children of Woolpit. Two mysterious children who appeared out of nowhere, spoke an unknown language, ate only beans, and, most peculiarly, had skin tinted with a greenish hue. This tale was first chronicled in the 12th century by two highly respected writers of the time, William of Newburgh and Ralph of Coggeshall. Unlike fairy tales or local legends passed down through rumour, their accounts were written as historical chronicles, lending weight to the belief that something extraordinary indeed happened in the small village of Woolpit. But who were these children? Were they lost humans, visitors from another land, or something more unearthly? To understand the depth of this mystery, let us explore the story in detail, how the children were found, what happened to them, the theories that surround their origins, and why the tale still fascinates people in modern times. The discovery. According to the accounts, sometime during the reign of King Stephen or King Henry II, around the mid to late 12th century, villagers near Woolpit in Suffolk were harvesting crops. Woolpit, whose name derives from wolf pit, was a rural settlement known for the deep pits once used to trap wolves that threatened the farmland. It was near these pits that two children were discovered, a boy and a girl. Both appeared to be siblings. They were unlike any children the villagers had ever seen. Their clothing was made of an unfamiliar material, their speech was unintelligible, and most striking of all, their skin was green. The villagers, startled and confused, brought the children to the manor of Sir Richard de Calne, a local landowner. Strange behaviour and diet. At first, the children cried and refused to eat any food offered to them. They turned away bread, meat, and vegetables. Days passed until someone brought freshly picked green beans from the fields. The children immediately grabbed the beans, opened the stalks, and devoured them raw. For weeks they would eat nothing else. Slowly, over time, they were introduced to bread and other foods, and their appetite broadened. As they adapted to this diet, something else began to change. The greenish tint of their skin faded, and they began to look more like ordinary children. At first, the children could not communicate with the villagers at all. Their speech was unlike English, Norman French, or any dialect known in Suffolk at the time. Over months and years, as they grew accustomed to their new home, they began to learn English. Once the girl was able to speak, she explained their origin. The girl's testimony. According to her, she and her brother came from a place called St. Martin's Land, a strange world where all the inhabitants were green like them. She described it as a land without sunlight. Instead, there was a twilight glow, a kind of perpetual dimness, though she mentioned that across a great river there was a land bathed in bright light. The girl said that she and her brother were tending their father's flock when they found a stranger. The fate of the children. Sadly, the boy did not survive long. He became sick soon after being baptized and died within a year of their discovery. The girl, however, lived on. She adapted fully to English society, learning the language fluently, eating normal foods, and even being baptized. Chroniclers recorded that she eventually worked in Sir Richard's household and later married a man from nearby King's Lynn in Norfolk. Some sources suggest she lived a normal life thereafter. Theories about fairies, elves, or visitors from another dimension. The description of St. Martin's Land resembles otherworldly realms often found in medieval folklore, dimly lit places beneath the earth or parallel worlds accessible through caves. Historians suggest a more earthly explanation. The green skin could have been caused by chlorosis, a form of iron deficiency anemia once common in the Middle Ages. Malnutrition from a limited diet could have caused the greenish hue. Once the children ate more balanced food, their skin returned to normal. Another theory is that the children were simply lost foreigners. During that period, many Flemish immigrants settled in eastern England. Conflicts and uprisings against them sometimes left children orphaned and wandering. Their unfamiliar clothing and language may have been Flemish. The green appearance might have been due to sickness or unusual complexion. The cave story could have been a confused memory of traveling through dark passages. Why the story endures. The tale of the Green Children of Woolpit continues to fascinate because it sits at the crossroads of history and legend. Chroniclers like William of Newburgh and Ralph of Coggeshall were respected for documenting real events. Yet their inclusion of this extraordinary tale suggests it was widely believed to be true by locals. For modern minds, the story sparks curiosity about how medieval people interpreted the unknown. To some, it reflects superstition and folklore. To others, it represents a genuine historical mystery, an encounter with outsiders or even something beyond human understanding. Conclusion. The story of the Green Children of Woolpit is more than just a medieval curiosity. It is a mirror reflecting the fears, imagination and wonder of an age when the boundaries between natural and supernatural were blurred. Whether the children were malnourished refugees, sufferers of disease or beings from another world, their tale has survived for nearly 9 centuries, inspiring books, plays and debates among historians. Even today when we think of Woolpit, it is not the wolf pits that come to mind, but the haunting image of 2 green-skinned children stepping out of a cave into